Welcome back to Ask Diz. I'm Diz, and this is the show where I answer your most pressing running questions. Let's do this. Today's question comes from Aaron, and Aaron asks, what do you do when your training plan comes completely unglued? Aaron, that's a great question, and it's something that I think that all of us that are runners either have already experienced, some of us maybe have experienced this multiple times, and if we haven't experienced it yet is the key word in that sentence, because it's something that all of us are going to deal with at some point or another. If you run long enough, you're going to have a training plan, you're going to have a race that you're working towards, and somewhere along the lines, life is going to happen. It could be something training-wise, it could be an injury, it could be something that you know, from a running perspective, you just can't get out and the weather is bad, you don't have access to a treadmill, you don't have other options, you get sick, whatever. It could be one of those types of things. It could be a life situation where your spouse gets sick, or somebody's traveling, or you have to deal with your kids because they're sick and somebody has to stay home, or whatever. I mean, there's a whole host of options there. And it could, of course, be a work type of situation where all of a sudden your training's going along well, and all of a sudden something, you know, the things go crazy at work, and all of a sudden your normal 40 hours per week, you're working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, and the time to train, and more importantly, the time to recover, sleep, take care of your body, it's gone because you're at work putting out this major fire that's going on, and that kind of throws all the training off whack. So, you know, some form or fashion, life has a tendency to do. Can happen at any point in a training cycle, and if it happens bad enough, it can completely just throw everything out of whack. And now, what do you do? Well, first of all, Aaron, if you're in that situation right now, my regrets, my friend. I've been there before. I know what it's like. Not a whole lot of fun, and in some cases, there's not a whole lot you can do. Really, the big variable here. There's two big variables when it comes to having your training plan just go sideways and then trying to get things back on track. How long has it been a hot mess? You know, if it just got derailed for a week or 10 days, you know, some major thing at work, some major deadline, and all of a sudden, hey, a week later, 10 days later, boom, you're back on track, or something at home got a little bit sideways, you missed a few runs, but hey, you're back on track. I hope that that's not the case with you, Aaron, because to me, that's not unglued, that's just life, and you just roll with it and adjust. But maybe something, you know, really serious happens, you haven't really run for 3 weeks or 3 months, maybe even, and now you're trying to get back on track. And if you're training for a goal, or for a race, you know, how far out is that race? If your goal race is 6 months away and you lose 3 weeks, hey, whatever, roll with it, get back on track, start slow, ramp back up. But if you know, you got a race in 3 months and you lose a month or a month and a half of training, yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot you can really do in that type of situation, right? Because the race is coming. The race is now 6 weeks away. You're ready to get back on track. Well, you know, that may or may not be able to happen. So if that's the case, and you've really gotten derailed and you're trying to get back on track with this goal race looming, what I would encourage you to do is, first of all, whatever your goal was for that goal race, just kind of crumple that up and give it a toss, because that goal is out the window. You know, your training got completely derailed, completely came unglued. So your goals, you kind of have to get rid of those at the same time that your training went off. Obviously, I don't mean you can never try to chase that goal again. Certainly don't mean that. But for this particular race that's coming up, it's not feasible. You missed too much time, too much training has gone by, and we can't make up for that lost time, so we just have to let it go. So the first thing, let go of the goal. Second thing, what's the new goal? In most cases, certainly not all, but in most cases, if training comes unglued, but you still have a decent chunk of time before that race actually shows up, you can reset a new goal. Maybe it's to just finish the race. Maybe the goal is to run, you know, if you're normally a 3 hour and 45 minute marathoner, just making up numbers, but say that's what you are. Maybe the goal this time is, all right, I think I can still run 4 hours or 4 hours and 15 minutes, depending on what your base of fitness is and those types of variables. So maybe you bump the goal down a little bit. Instead of the goal is to PR, still want to have a solid time, but you know, I want to do more than just finish, but I know that a PR is out of the question. But readjusting your goal, coming up with a new goal, maybe the best goal in that situation is to defer the race or drop down in distance. So maybe you can switch from a full to a half, or a 50K to a marathon, or whatever options are available. Maybe you think about exploring something like that. last but not least, then when you set up what your new goal is, and then you get back on track with your training, when it comes time to get to the actual race, go into it with minimal expectations. Okay, life happened. Your training plan came unglued. Hopefully, you're able to get things back on track, salvage it, and you can still get out there and hit that new goal, right? But if not, at the end of the day, remember that we do this for fun. We do this because we enjoy it. I don't remember exactly what you do, Aaron, but I'm pretty sure you're not a pro and elite runner. If you were, I feel like you probably wouldn't be asking me this question. So, go out there and just enjoy the day. Enjoy the time on the trail and time on the roads, time with other runners, and just have fun. And don't feel like you're a failure. Don't feel like you're letting people down. Hopefully you're not letting yourself down, because this happens. This happens to all of us. And, the biggest thing is to just, hey, when life allows you to get back on track with your training, get back on track with your training, adjust your goals, and then just keep moving forward, because you can chase that goal down at another race if it's a time goal. If it's a specific, you want to run this race and PR on this course, well, it's probably going to be there next year, right? So, hopefully you can get back on track, continue to improve your training, continue to improve your fitness, and then when the next opportunity comes to go after that original goal, hey, hopefully life will cooperate a little bit more. You'll be able to stay on track with your training and be good to go. So, Aaron, I hope that helps. Again, sorry that things came unglued for you, but hopefully, you're able to get things back on track and keep moving forward and keep having fun. That is the name of the game. No matter what your goals are, no matter how your training goes, always, always, always try to have fun. So, Aaron, if you have future questions, please let me know. Everybody else, if you have questions that you would like me to answer on a future episode of Ask Diz, send your question in text form or in audio form. Record a little voicemail of you of asking your question. Send me that file to askdiz@dizruns.com, and we'll be sure to answer it again soon, because there's not a whole lot of questions in the hopper right now. So we're needing those questions. So send them my way, askdiz@dizruns.com. And with that, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, all of those things that I'm supposed to tell you that I hardly ever do. But feel free to spread the word. This is still something trying to figure this out, but I'm having fun. I hope you're enjoying watching. And until next time, see ya.